Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Emmy Wilcock, and I am the Nuclear Education Training and Outreach Coordinator at the Nuclear Energy Agency, and I will be the Master of Ceremonies today. As most of you will know, the Rising Stars program was established in 2023, and since then we have welcomed 3 cohorts and more than 100 Rising Stars into the community. I personally have been supporting the Rising Stars program since 2024, so I've had the pleasure to meet many of you. And it's been really amazing to see your inspirational stories and support you in your journeys embarking in the nuclear field. So thank you for joining us today for today's launch webinar for the first Rising Stars special issue of Nuclear Technology Journal. This is a really momentous occasion to celebrate the achievements of our rising stars, reflect on progress so far, and also look ahead to the future of the programme. We have an exciting lineup of speakers today. We will begin with opening remarks from NEA Director General Magwood and Professor Lisa Marshall. Next, Professor Anne White will introduce the special issue. Then one of our Rising Stars authors, Larissa Shasko, will then speak about her experiences of the programme. And finally, we'll hear from participants across all 3 cohorts during a panel discussion moderated by Dr. Rachel Crawford. There will be some opportunities to ask questions to the panel, and we invite you to submit these using the Q&A function. So we've shown on the screen there the button that you need to click if you want to submit a question. Finally, I'd just like to remind you that today's discussion is being recorded and it will be made available online in the near future. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Director General Magwood, who is kindly joining us from a very late in career to provide some opening remarks.
Thank you very much, Emmy, and welcome to all of you. I give you greetings from Gwangju, Korea, where I am participating in the WIN Global conference for this year. This is the 33rd such meeting. It's already been a fantastic experience, which I think many people have been enjoying. And we were going to do some mentoring while I'm here. So while I'm not in the office to participate alongside Emmy, I am doing good things, trust me. It's a real pleasure, though, to be with you to open this discussion about nuclear technology special issue, focusing on the contributions from Rising Stars. The Rising Stars program, as you know, was created by the Global Forum back in 2023. And when the idea was first developed by members of the Global Forum, I wasn't really sure what to expect from it and what the value was. I thought it was a nice thing to do, certainly to bring very bright young people together, but I wasn't really sure what it was going to be like. However, I decided to participate in the first meeting, which was hosted by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and found it to be one of the more rewarding experiences I've had since being Director General. Being in the same room with 50 extraordinarily bright young women from really every part of the world really gives you an amazing amount of hope for the future, not just in nuclear technology, but for the entire society. It shows how much, it showed me how much energy and enthusiasm is yet to be tapped, how much bright thinking is still out there to be applied, and how many of us who are in the nuclear sector, who are in positions of leadership, have a responsibility to help this next generation along. And one of the things the Rising Stars workshop does, it doesn't just give them a few days of mentoring, but it also provides the creation of a community. And that's one of the things that we are most proud of. This special issue of nuclear technology will highlight the accomplishments of these young people. Many of them have been working very hard in a wide range of areas that range from very technical areas such as thermohydraulic systems, advanced modeling, nuclear chemistry, but also others have been focusing on things like public communication and community engagement. All these factors are going to be critically important if we're going to be successful in seeing new nuclear technologies deployed. So many of you, who have been either at the MIT session, the KTH Royal Institute session, or the session that was in Germany at the European Commission's Joint Research Center, have the opportunity to continue to add to this global community, to not just um, socialize on social media, but really to solve some of the world's problems. And I think that you'll find from the discussions that will come about some of the work in the Nuclear Technology Journal, that that's exactly what they're doing. In particular, the people who are featured today are going to have a chance to comment on their contributions. Larissa Shako, Carla Olivia Kraus, Arisha Saxena, Elena Jolovic, Sarah Wayan, Yomana Gohim, and Haley Williams. Their work reflects not just excellence, but also a tremendous amount of curiosity, leadership, and determination to shape the future of science and technology. So I want to encourage all of you to listen carefully today, to enjoy and think carefully about what you're hearing, and again, to recognize that this symbolizes how important it is to bring young people, especially females, because we're underrepresented in our sector, into the conversation about the future of energy, the future of nuclear technology, and really the future of the world. And I believe that if we are successful in encouraging these young people, they will be game changers. They will change the conversation. They will bring new innovations, and they will make a difference as we go forward into the future. Um, my heartiest congratulations to all of those who will have their work portrayed in nuclear technology, and take this as a first step. Your future careers are still ahead of you. You still have a lot of work to do, and I think the message I would leave with you all is we need every one of you if we're going to be successful in the future. So with that, I will hand it back to Emmy and allow the program to go on, and I will sit and listen carefully and enjoy this with the rest of you. Emmy, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, DG Magwood. And again, thank you for joining. We really appreciate it. And thank you for your ongoing support for the Rising Stars programme. Next, I will hand over to Professor Lisa Marshall to deliver some additional introductory remarks.
Thank you, Emmy. Thank you, Director General Magwood, for your opening remarks and for your support of the Rising Stars program. Again, my name is Lisa Marshall. I'm the Assistant Extension Professor and Director of Outreach, Retention, and Engagement at North Carolina State University, and I'm wearing two hats today. First, I am representing the Global Forum Working Group 1 that seeks to improve gender balance within the nuclear field. It was this group of international academics that first initiated the Rising Stars program with the goal to mentor and to encourage future female leaders in the sector. I have had the pleasure of participating in two of these workshops, one in 2024 and then the other in 2025. And I've seen firsthand the community and networks that have grown from this program. Second, I am the immediate past president and the executive board member of the American Nuclear Society. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to advancing the peaceful use of nuclear technology and the promotion and the creation of nuclear science, new knowledge. And it is the voice of professionals in the nuclear field in the United States and then around the world. So, drawing on the expertise within the membership, ANS also has a long history of producing publications representing the work of professionals in all areas of the nuclear industry. These publications reflect our mission to empower a strong, connected, and engaged professional community that cultivates nuclear science and technology for the benefit of humanity. The Nuclear Technology Journal is a leading international publication reporting new information on the practical applications of nuclear science for peaceful uses, covering energy and non energy topics. We publish research articles, notes, review articles, rapid communications, and letters to the editor. I would like to thank my colleague, Dr. Yassine Hassan, another member of the Global Forum Working Group 1 and the editor in chief of Nuclear Technology, for giving our rising stars the opportunity to have their research published in this journal. This special issue is an exciting opportunity for students and early career researchers to go through the peer review process and gives their work an international platform. I will now hand it over to Professor Ann White, who will introduce the special issue and share more details on the authors and their research.
Thank you very much, Lisa. And yeah, thank you for being our amazing MC for our last two Rising Stars workshop. You've really, got to know the Rising Stars themselves and been a great ambassador for them. So thank you for that. And yes, we're also really honoured to have Professor Ann White with us today, who was there right at the beginning of the Rising Stars programme. So I'll hand to her to speak a bit more about her experiences and introduce the special issue.
Thank you so much, Emmy, and thank you, DG Magwood, and thank you, Professor Marshall. It's a real pleasure and an honor to be here with everyone today around the world. Good day, everyone. My name is Ann White. I'm a professor of nuclear science and engineering at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And I had the tremendous opportunity to be a part of the Global Forum and to be a part of the Working Group 1 on gender balance several years ago. And this group was given an opportunity to brainstorm and ideate and come up with a new way of thinking of how to bring the best and the brightest stars and the lights from around the world together. And this became a Rising Stars workshop. And I also want to mention the tremendous work of the program committee to solicit and find fantastic topics and presentations to bring onto the MIT campus in 2023. Professor Emilio Baglietto helped support that. And the local organizing committee managed the logistics for a large number of participants to bring them all together. So I'd like to thank Miss Nancy Iapini of our department. What became immediately evident at that first Rising Stars workshop was that this would grow, and seeing it grow has been very, very exciting. The other thing that became evident is even though it was called Rising Stars, all the participant stars already shone so brightly. The scholarship on display was the absolute highest caliber, from the posters to the oral presentations to discussions of career paths, technology transfer, and just how to make the world a better place through nuclear science and technology. It was inspiring and it was invigorating. And that continues today with the introduction of the special issue of Nuclear Technology that allows the papers derived from those presentations at the first workshop to be published after having, of course, going through the standard and rigorous journal peer review process. There's 7 rising stars who've published 8 papers in the issue today. Larissa Shasko, Carla Olivia Kraus, Ashwarya Sachena, Elena Jovovich, Sarah Wyman, Yumna Gunyam, and Haley Williams. This issue showcases the breadth of topics and the expertise that these authors bring into areas of nuclear energy. It covers sociology, policy, law, finance, chemical engineering, geology, reactor physics, and of course, materials science. These Rising Stars workshops continue to offer a platform for exchange and networking between all of our shared different disciplines, helping us foster future nuclear professionals who are both broad-minded, holistically trained, and of course, deep experts and highly knowledgeable to help push the field and their disciplines forward. With particular thanks to Dr. Yassine Hassan, David Strutz, and Faith McCall from ANS, who've been instrumental in making this very special issue a reality. Thank you. And I'd like to also congratulate the authors and wish them the very best for their future careers and their future leadership roles in nuclear around the world. Thank you so much, and I'll turn it back to you, Emmy.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Anne. Yeah, as I said, it's really great to hear exactly how the Rising Star program came about and again see how it has evolved throughout the years. So going back to the special issue, I'm really pleased to say that we have invited one of the special issue authors here today, who's going to talk about her experiences, the papers that she published in the issue, and the impact that that has had on her career and her studies, even very recently. So I'll now hand over to Larissa to tell her story.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm honored to be here today to share with you insights from my experience in the Rising Stars program and to give you a glimpse of the research that I've been able to share with a global audience as an author in this special issue of nuclear technology. Today, I want to talk about potential, how it's sparked, how it's sustained, and how programs like Rising Stars can change not just individual careers, but the future of our entire field. Next slide, please. I'm going to start by sharing some background on where my journey as a nuclear researcher emerged from, including where I live, what my interests are, and what led me to the Rising Stars program. I'm a proud Canadian, born and raised in the Western Prairies in a province called Saskatchewan, largely known for agriculture in the southern region of the province where I live. But Saskatchewan is also known as the world's second largest producer of uranium. While we do not have nuclear power plants in operation here yet, that is expected to change in the near future as we transition off coal and develop small modular reactors and potentially large-scale reactors as well. Since 2017, I've been researching public perceptions of nuclear energy as a climate change solution. First in my Master of Public Policy degree, and now as a PhD of Public Policy candidate with Johnson Shoihama Graduate School at the University of Saskatchewan. Next slide, please. I'm also a very proud mother of two incredible daughters, Winter, who is 13, and Sapphire, who is 9. All three of us are dancers and spend many hours each week training in multiple genres, including my favorite, classical ballet. Dance fuels my creativity as a nuclear energy researcher, while my daughters fuel my motivation to support nuclear energy deployment as a climate change solution through my research. Next slide, please. As we stand at the crossroads of an energy transition essential to combating climate change, it is imperative that we not only embrace innovative technologies like SMRs, but also cultivate a diverse and inclusive workforce to drive these advancements forward. In September of 2023, I attended the first Rising Stars workshop held at MIT, where for 2 days we participated in open conversations, research presentations, mentorship, and networking opportunities, and had the chance to make new friends with other Rising Stars from around the world. For me, it was an opportunity to be myself without filtering my identity as a woman in order to fit in or be taken seriously. We were able to relax and have fun while learning from and with each other. An important part of my Rising Stars experience was the poster competition, where we compiled our research visually and presented our posters both to other Rising Stars as well as mentors who scored our presentations. I was very honored to be selected for a Best Poster Award that was presented by DG Magwood, who was also one of the mentors who came to hear our poster presentations. Next slide, please. This is the poster I prepared and presented at the Rising Stars 2023 workshop. When I was selected to attend the inaugural Rising Stars workshop, I actually thought I was close to being done my PhD dissertation. But afterwards, I realized I was entering a whole new research phase. In other words, my research question had shifted because the dots began connecting in a different way. I realized that I was researching the answer without fully understanding the problem. And that's okay. We can't expect innovative research to follow a linear path. And we need spaces like Rising Stars to explore ideas without traditional academic confines. Next slide, please. Following the workshop, participants were invited to contribute our research for possible publication in the Rising Stars special issue. I contributed 2 articles, both which were selected for publication. The first article I contributed presents my creation of Atomic Eve, a social media-based sci-fi superhero from a fictional planet who has been sent to Earth to help save humans from climate change doom. Atomic Eve's superpowers include science communication, teleportation, and ballet. Atomic Eve is a prototype experiment emerging from research in nuclear perceptions, youth engagement, and gender. This research focused on finding alternatives to the knowledge deficit model to help support capacity building in the clean energy sector. Rather than taking an educational or advocacy approach to the engagement, the idea behind Atomic Eve is to connect with topics that Instagram users are already interested in, to spark interest in nuclear energy, and raise awareness of its potential use as a climate change solution. Next slide, please. The idea for Atomic Eve emerged from analysis of an online survey conducted in 2021 that revealed women and teenagers are significantly more likely to be uncertain about their support for small modular reactors. And importantly, this uncertainty is not simply due to a lack of awareness or knowledge, but critically linked to a lack of interest in learning more about nuclear power. This suggests that motivation to learn, not just misinformation, is the key barrier to engagement. This finding challenges the prevailing assumption that knowledge alone can drive acceptance. It points to a more nuanced reality. Many people, especially younger generations and women, may not be motivated to engage with nuclear energy because they do not find it relevant, interesting, or emotionally compelling. Without addressing this disinterest, efforts to build public support and develop the future of nuclear energy and the future nuclear workforce will fall short. Next slide, please. Using a platform such as Instagram, where women are already active participants, Atomic Eve aims to raise awareness and spark interest in nuclear energy through creative storytelling, art, and relatable content such as dance and fashion. This approach bridges the arts-science divide and offers a new way to build motivation to learn and participate in nuclear energy conversations. This research highlights the importance of interdisciplinary approaches that combine social science communication, arts, and STEM to innovate public participation and capacity building for the nuclear energy sector. Next slide, please. Sorry, next slide. The second article that was selected for publication in the Rising Stars special issue explores how storytelling could be used as a promising avenue for sparking interest in nuclear power, specifically through science fiction and apocalyptic narratives. These genres have long shaped societal perceptions of radiation and nuclear technologies, often symbolizing fear, mutation, or disaster. But they can also serve as entry points for engagement by making abstract or technical issues more relatable, entertaining, and imaginative. Popular culture both reinforces and constructs anxiety over the destruction of human civilization and is fascinated by what a post-apocalyptic world, with or without humans, might look like. Next slide. Apocalyptic narratives span both fiction and nonfiction. At the start of 2026, the time on the doomsday clock moved forward to 85 seconds to midnight, the closest to midnight it has been since its creation in 1947. The doomsday clock is a metaphor, a warning call, designed to motivate action by drawing awareness to the urgency and severity of multiple apocalyptic possibilities. Midnight represents apocalyptic doom, and having only 85 seconds left means that time is running out. Thinking about real-life apocalyptic scenarios could worsen apathy, anger, or anxiety, but fictional stories about the end of the world provide an alternative and even enjoyable space to think about what survival may entail. Next slide, please. This article analyzes iconic science fiction stories, including Godzilla, The Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man, and Night of the Living Dead, to explore how these narratives construct symbolic associations around radiation and nuclear power. These stories reveal both the potential to amplify fear and the opportunity to ignite curiosity and discussion in a messy space where multiple perspectives coexist. Science fiction storytelling can function to trigger interest among those who may not initially seek out information about nuclear energy. However, there are gendered limitations to this approach. Historically, science fiction audiences and stories have been male-dominated, with women often portrayed as victims rather than heroes. Addressing these limitations is critical to making science fiction a truly inclusive tool for engagement. Science fiction provides an important space where futures can be imagined creatively and openly. Science fiction stories that disrupt gender stereotypes can have an impact in real settings as well. Likewise, in non-fictional spaces, science communicators can help address gender barriers by functioning as storytellers who can write more women into the future of nuclear energy. Next slide, please. The Rising Stars program is doing just that. For many of us, this program was the first time we walked into a nuclear space and didn't feel like we had to shrink ourselves to belong. The program seeks to disrupt and dismantle entrenched gender stereotypes that influence who sees themselves as belonging in nuclear science and who does not. Rising Stars equips participants with networks, confidence, and visibility, tools that translate into real influence beyond the program. The impact of Rising Stars isn't just personal, it's structural. Alumni are shaping policy conversations, publishing, leading projects, mentoring others, and taking up space in rooms where decisions are made. This is how change compounds, not overnight, but deliberately. Next slide, please. The impact of the Rising Stars program on my career development in the nuclear sector is significant. The 2 articles I authored in this special issue are an essential part of my PhD dissertation. My participation in the Rising Stars program allowed me to explore my research openly in order to understand what the policy problem I was trying to address actually was. I realized that the future deployment of nuclear energy as a climate change solution depends not only on technology, but on who chooses to engage, learn, and work in this field. By recognizing disinterest as a real barrier and creatively exploring ways to spark interest, especially among women, we can open doors to a more inclusive and innovative energy future. In just over a month, on May 1st, I will be defending my PhD dissertation, and the support of the Rising Stars program and this special issue have made a huge difference to achieving this important career milestone. I'm so excited for what my future in the field of nuclear energy holds. Next slide, please. So what advice would I give to future Rising Stars? First, you belong here, even on days it doesn't feel like it. Second, your voice matters, especially when it disrupts the status quo. And third, bring your whole self, your creativity, your questions, your unconventional ideas. Those are assets, not liabilities. The field doesn't need you to become less. It needs you to become more. Believe in your potential and you will reach your destination. Next slide, please. In conclusion, thank you to everyone here today and to those who created and sustained the Rising Stars program and this special issue for making space for voices like mine and for helping illuminate a future filled with possibility.
Thank you so much, Larissa. That was some really inspiring words to end on there. And really incredible to hear more about your journey and what you got out of the program. Um, so to continue on that theme, we now get to hear from some more of the Rising Stars and hear their personal experiences and perspectives. So I'll hand over to Dr. Rachel Crawford, who is a Rising Star alumnus and who also came back as a mentor for the most recent workshop, who's going to moderate a panel session. So I'll hand over to Rachel now.
Thanks, Emmy. Welcome to a panel discussion with several more inspiring women from the Rising Stars program. And I guess I'm going to get started basically by asking you all to introduce yourselves. If you could tell us your name, your current role, and when you participated in the Rising Stars program, and we'll just get right into the questions straight after that. So if Mackenzie, you'd like to go first?
Yes, thank you, Rachel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Thank you for joining. My name is Mackenzie Warwick. I am a teaching professor at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. I just started in January, and I defended my PhD in November of 25, so very recent. I participated in the Rising Stars program at MIT in 2023. I was invited back to be a mentor in 2024. And then I assisted in some of the planning for the 2025. And now I have currently joined the working group 1 of the NEA for the gender balance. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Keziah, I'll hand over to you next.
Hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be before you. My name is Keziah Garba. I participated in the Rising Stars program in 2023 as a participant at MIT, and I returned as a mentor in 2024. And currently, I'm completing my master's degree in nuclear engineering within Europe in a joint master's degree in France, Finland, Slovenia, and Sweden. So this is the final phase of my master's, and it's concluding with the thesis work at Westinghouse in Sweden. And it's been a very amazing journey, experiencing different perspectives of the nuclear industry. And it's so good to be here. And I'm looking forward to discussing on different topics.
Amazing, thank you. Rua, I'll hand over to you next.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rua. I'm a PhD researcher in medical radiation physics. My work focuses on developing realistic phantoms for improving lung cancer treatment. And I participated in the Rising Stars program in 2023. I had the opportunity to travel to MIT, meet all of you wonderful women, and I presented my work, and I received also the Best Poster Award, which was quite nice. I think the whole experience was truly rewarding for me, not just academically. It was one of the first workshops that I attended in my PhD. It was also rewarding personally because I felt like I was a part of a strong, supportive international group of women that come from every part of the nuclear field. So it was truly rewarding and a wonderful experience, and it's truly my pleasure to be among you again today.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming back. And Dugyu?
Hello, everyone. Pleasure to be here, and thanks for joining us. This is Dr. Duygu Sever. I'm a postdoctoral associate at Carnegie Mellon University in Qatar. I'm a political scientist, so I have a PhD in political science and international relations. I work on energy transition, geopolitics, sustainable development, and among these topics, of course, my special focus is nuclear energy. I investigate socio-technical, economic, and political factors that are shaping national pathways towards nuclear energy generation. I joined the program last year in 2025. I was in Stockholm, which was an amazing experience, not only because it was very rewarding in terms of the discussions that we had, but also I felt like I found my community of fellow women, fellow amazing women, to discuss these interesting topics on nuclear technology and science.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And as Emmy introduced me, I'm Dr. Rachel Crawford. I'm a postdoctoral researcher at Sheffield Hallam University, and I myself was a participant in 2024 and a mentor in 2025, which was an amazing honor. I'm going to get straight into the questions because I want to pick your brains as we go along. So I'm going to start with Keziah, and I want to ask you about how the Rising Stars program has influenced your career path and your professional choices and everything in that way.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. So I'd like to start by saying that when I attended the Rising Stars program in 2023, I came as an intern at the Center for Energy Research and Training in Nigeria. It's a research facility where we do neutron activation analysis with a research reactor. And at the time I came, I presented a poster on a topic relating to the widening gender gap in the sub-Saharan nuclear sector. Now, my motivation for doing that was because I found myself in the midst of a highly imbalanced sector in terms of gender. I was the only young woman, female in that sector, and I could kind of see that the problem was from the issue of education. So when women or girls don't go to school, then there's going to be a problem in the workforce. So it's something that I spoke about. And speaking on this topic really put me at the center of this issue because I saw women in that room who were professionals. They were doing safety analysis, they were doing research in medicine, in political science, and different nuclear fusion and all. And it really gave me that push that this is something that I can do. So it created a spark inside of me that although this is a problem that I came to talk about, well, I can be a part of the solution. And I am very fortunate to say that 3 years later, I am part of that solution. I am developing a career in the nuclear field. I'm studying to become a professional, completing my master's in nuclear engineering, focusing on nuclear thermal hydraulics. And if you ask me, that very workshop, it sparked something inside me. It exposed me to this group of women who are doing it. And it told me that it's something I can do also. And I also want to say specifically that one person who really motivated me was Professor Ann White. Oh my God, I love her so much. And she was very warm and welcoming when we met at MIT. I shared some of my interests with her, and I did receive very useful advice on my career path, on what to do, how to progress from there. Even after the program, we would exchange emails, and she would point me in the right direction. And also Nancy was someone who also helped me. It was very difficult to travel to the United States due to visa issues and logistics, but she really, she went above and beyond for me, and it was a success. So since that time, I would like to see that I have progressed significantly, and I am still in the process. And In fact, being here today is a testament to the fact that the future is really bright because we have come so far. And this conversation is not one that has died. It's one that keeps getting stronger and stronger. We are pushing the narrative, and we're not just talking about it, we are doing. They are making platforms for us to succeed, to excel. And I want to say that Rising Stars is a place for you. At least I'm speaking from experience. It's a place that it's a platform that has allowed me to thrive, and to also develop myself. So to any young lady out there who is um, hopeful and who is reaching for the stars, you go for it, and it's indeed going to be a starting point. So yeah.
That's incredible. Thank you. And it's such an inspiring story to hear you talk about just how rewarding and encouraging those experiences were. And I think you touched on a few topics we'll come back to later on in the discussion. So thank you so much. In a similar vein, I want to move over to Mackenzie and sort of ask you, did the Rising Stars program change your view on your role and how you view yourself within the nuclear sector, or if it changed your long-term ambitions, and if it sort of inspired you to change how you viewed yourself in that way?
Yes, thank you, Rachel. That's an incredible question. So I'll provide a bit of context for when I attended the MIT, so the 2023 inaugural Rising Stars program. I think I was in my second or my third year of my PhD, and it was ultimately the first time that I had presented my research. I was selected for a presentation, and I was incredibly nervous walking into the building. And then when I saw that it was all women and they were wearing what they wanted to wear, it really put me at ease. I am someone who expresses themselves significantly through what they wear. I don't feel that being an engineer limits you to wearing black suits and being staunchly professional in that way. And so I think I came in a teal suit and the matching teal loafers, and I saw Larissa in her pink pantsuit and her pink heels, and it was like, okay, I'm safe here. I can be myself and I can show up 100% authentically. And so I gave my talk and it was awesome. And the questions that I received afterwards, there was no malice behind it. And there was no feeling of that somebody was out to get me to say like, oh, I got you in this or I got you in that. And I'll say that set the bar very, very high for future conferences, because I don't think any following conference has hit the same. In terms of career and ambition, I really love education. I ran the K through 12 nuclear outreach at the University of Michigan for about 6 years. And so my thought was, that's how I'm going to make a difference. I'll be the person that I needed to be or needed to have in undergrad. I was one of the only women in the department in my classes. And so it was a very isolating experience. And I didn't have someone who even remotely resembled myself or my experiences. And so kind of moving forward, the Rising Stars program really gave me the confidence to show up as myself and say, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. And if I don't see someone who looks like me, I'll just be that person. And so I don't even know how almost 3 years ago, I didn't know what I wanted to do professionally. There was so many avenues open, and now here I am sitting in my first semester as a teaching professor, which feels like an ultimate dream come true. I can get students excited about nuclear engineering and all of its applications, but also be the person who says engineering is hard, and I definitely struggled in it. And I show up in my full teal outfit today. And so I think it's I don't know how best to say this. It's a way of redefining what a nuclear engineer can be and what we look like. And I've really lived for the past, I don't know, 10 years of education by the quote, those who are crazy enough to change the world, to think they can change the world, are the ones that do. And so I'm insane. I think that I will start bringing it and change everything that's wrong in the nuclear industry. But I know that if I wanted to start that, it started with Rising Stars. And I'm glad that over the 100 women have been able to experience it. And I hope that it is a program that lasts for a very long time. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for taking time out of your teaching schedule to join us. We appreciate that a lot. And I like to see that there's a theme of clarity from people being at Rising Stars and getting to experience it. I experienced it, and it's such a wholesome and welcoming environment. And you're 100% right. The amount of color at the Rising Stars workshops is incredible, and I love it so much. I'm going to move on slightly. I'm going to twist a little bit. I'm going to go to Rua, and I'm going to ask you, how do you think, like we've all experienced the magic that is Rising Stars, how do you think that you can continue to use the networks from Rising Stars in your long-term ambitions and your career progression, and how do you think that has inspired you to sort of lift up those around you?
Yeah, thank you, Rachel. Wonderful question also. I think for me, the Rising Stars program is really a wonderful experience if you take advantage of it, and it's really what you make of it. The program is a few days, but the value of the workshop does not end after the workshop. I think it continues, and it can remain rewarding for you over time. One of the most important things for me about the Rising Stars is that it created a sense of belonging in a field that can sometimes feel very fragmented. So one of the things that I did is that I stayed connected with the people from my cohort that I met. So we kept in touch, we shared updates, and we supported each other, and that turned my network into something active rather than something symbolic, or there were people that I met in a workshop but never connected with again. Also, I think the Nuclear Energy Agency plays a strong role in keeping that connection, because they regularly reach out to us, to alumni, with the opportunities. And of course, one of the examples is why we're gathered here today is the Rising Stars special issue, where some alumni had the opportunity to publish their work, which is a wonderful opportunity. And actually, they also gave us the opportunity to publish our posters. So I was able to also upload my poster to that journal, and it kind of gives you a visibility that is really supportive and really important, especially in the beginning of your career. So the support and the visibility does not end after the program. I also had the opportunity to recently mentor two of the participants from the 2025 cohort. And we were put in touch through the NEA, and I met them online, and we spoke, and we talked about their work, the science that they're going to present, and we also talked about how they can make the best of the program, of their time during the workshop. I think this is really what makes the program very unique. It brings people together from different backgrounds. Like I come from medical physics, but I connected with people who work in energy, in geology, and material science. And even though our fields are different, the challenges that we face are very often similar. And that creates a strong basis for us to support each other. So mentoring was one of the meaningful ways for me to give back and keep getting rewards from this program. Publishing your work is also another nice opportunity. So I would really encourage all the alumni to treat this network as something to invest in over time. So I would really encourage them to stay engaged and contribute back, find opportunities to participate because it's most rewarding for you as well.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
thank you.
Thank you. I agree 100% in that it's such an active network, and it only grows from those 3 days. Those 3 days are really just the beginning, and I think you're spot on in saying that. And the fact that we can be so involved and have such opportunities and be empowered to take them is really incredible. So thank you for highlighting that. I'm gonna turn it around on all of you and ask you a bit of a tough question. So we've all experienced Rising Stars, and it's been such a wonderful experience, and we've spoken on that in great length. What would you like to see added or improved on, or exacerbated and strengthened in the Rising Stars programs going forward? I know it's a tough question, but if you could sort of add one thing, what would you like to add? I'll start with Dugyu.
Well, yeah, that's a tough question because I think there are already many components that distinguish Rising Stars from other similar gender-focused programs, because it's not just a workshop that we come and present, but it has the mentorship component, it has the networking component. But for me, what stood out the most and what I would love to see more of was the capacity building sessions that we had. This is unique, and we always talk about empowering women in these sectors, but we don't often give these tools to empower them. So in our cohort, we had capacity building workshops on negotiation skills, self-advocacy, and these are key things in the field. So I would love to see more of these capacity building workshops in leadership, maybe science policy communication, science communication, anything that would help all these kind of cohorts of women to experience themselves in a better way in the field. And maybe a second thing is, in addition to the mentorship component, and this is something that we also had slightly discussed in our sessions as well, building on the mentorship with sponsorship, like, because mentorship is very important for guidance, but sponsorship is literally opening the doors. And I think the special issue is an amazing example of this sponsorship of like opening the doors, like giving opportunities, right? And these opportunities shouldn't even be like big things, or it could be like nominations to committees, visibility in high level forums, participation opportunities, being involved in decision-making mechanisms. I think if we would put more of these, it would not only help individuals or participants to build their own individual journeys, but also it would contribute to the legacy of the program in general as well in the very long term. Other than that, I think my friends would add a few more things maybe, but I think these would be the two things that I would love to see more. It already exists, and it would be great to have it more.
Those are incredible suggestions. Thank you so much. I'm going to head to Mackenzie because I'm aware that you may have teaching responsibilities coming up. So I'll head to you next. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Rachel. Since I had not attended the 2025 program, I wasn't sure what was included based on the discussions we had in the planning stages. And so it's really great to hear that from Duygu that they had capacity building workshops, particularly those negotiation skills and self-advocacy. That was one thing I really wanted to emphasize, because I know a good chunk of the attendees within the next year were probably applying for jobs, and negotiating skills are incredibly useful. And so I would just have to echo Duygu and just say, let's continue to maintain that we're building our capacities and then moving on to sponsorship. Thanks.
Incredible. Thank you. Rua, would you have any suggestions?
Yeah, I think the program is quite strong as it is, and every year I hear of new additions, like the negotiation skills that was done in the 2025 cohort. So I think every year there's new ideas being introduced, and I appreciate that we're being asked about what we would like to have also in the program. I think for me, it would be really nice to also have a platform to keep the connection between the alumni. I think we do have something like that as a LinkedIn group. but maybe more of an intentional, keeping the connection between the participants, because that's where most of the value, I think, comes from. But I would also find it interesting if more niche careers are highlighted as well. So there's a lot of there's a few people that I've met in the cohort of 2023 where they were pursuing something that I never heard of, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. And it's quite nice that these people are being brought forward to to participate in the program, and for them to be put in the spotlight. I think it's also nice to make a specific session about these kinds of careers, and if anyone is interested in pursuing them, more of the niche careers that people don't usually know about.
I agree completely. It's one of those things when you're at Rising Stars, you realize the sheer breadth and depth of the nuclear sector, and you hear about jobs that you didn't know exist, and you sort of think, oh, I wish I'd done something like that. I mean, I love my work, but that's so cool. So I agree 100%. I'm going to go to Keziah next. What sort of suggestions do you have?
Yes. So what I have to say is very much in agreement with what Ruwa just said. So the Rising Stars program in itself is effective, is strong, and they're really doing very well. And I would say one thing that can strengthen it is to have like a formal alumni mentorship track. So the workshops themselves, they are very impactful, but maintaining those connections, so it could get self-driven, and some people are able to manage it and some people are not able to. So, but if we can kind of have a structure around this, I believe it will help. So it doesn't have to be heavy. So it could be quarterly calls, it could be shared communication, or even an annual check-in. But what will make it more effective is that it is tied to the NEA or some structure. And one reason that makes this matter is that when we consider the pace of the nuclear industry, we see that okay, you attended the workshop, you were inspired by this particular panel or this content in the workshop, but you now have to navigate some aspect of your career or your studies, and you already have someone, maybe a mentor, who has navigated something very similar. So given that Rising Stars already selects exceptional people, so you want to see that you have someone who, can put you on the right track, and, it's really going to be a return on investment if we are able to connect to each other and we're able to connect with mentors beyond the workshop. So, yeah.
I think these are fantastic suggestions, and I think you're 100% spot on with it's the intentionality of what we've been able to experience and continuing that for all of the sort of inter-cohort relations and being able to maintain that context. And is one of those really challenging questions because you only have 3 days at a Rising Stars workshop and they're so jam-packed full of things that are so valuable already. You don't really want to take anything out to add anything else in, but with all these new ideas coming in, it's great to see how we can continue to develop the program and how it has evolved over time to be even more valuable, and we can maintain some of that value in ourselves and in connecting with others. And we have to thank the working group and the NEA for all the support they have put into improving things and being so intentional with how they've handled the Rising Stars program. I want to ask one final question before we head to opening up the Q&A and sort of it might help spearhead some of those questions. And I guess I want to go to Diego as our most recent participant. What advice would you give to someone who is considering applying to the Rising Stars program?
Well, I would say stop thinking and start writing your application for the program. But of course, maybe leaving the joke aside, a few practical things that they might want to consider, like it might be useful for those who consider applying, who are in the process of writing an application or who are about to join the next cohort. I think the very first thing I would say is to be brave enough to go out of your lane. So don't stay in your own disciplinary silo. Think in multidisciplinary ways. And I think one of the great opportunities that this program is giving all of us and for the future cohort is the chance to step outside our disciplinary comfort zone. And if you are a person or a researcher who is already doing that, it's also another opportunity for you to see where your research fits in the broader field and how you can make it further relevant. So this is why it's a very useful platform strategically as well for your own research. And we all discussed that nuclear field is beyond engineering, physics. It has the food, agriculture, energy, health components, and of course all of these are intersecting with governance, regulations, social policies, sustainability, geopolitics, as in my case. And I think I'm one of these examples. I often had the difficulty of finding a place for my research because I often felt like an outlier in my own discipline and an outlier in nuclear engineering disciplines as well, because I was thinking that I had this different positioning. But with this platform, as I took the leap to move beyond my disciplinary silo and join the cohort, I saw that this diversity is a unique feature of Rising Stars program, really. And it's an opportunity for you to engage with people who ask different questions, who think differently. And in relation to that, my first big advice would be come with an open mind and be ready to position yourself within a broader field. And the second thing that is related to that is thinking about how you would communicate your own research with audiences beyond your discipline or beyond your usual conventional audiences, because you will face a different group of people, different group of experts than your traditional audience. And I think it's important before coming or while applying to think how you can translate this information to different people with slightly different technical or social expertise in these topics. And maybe a last advice could be thinking beyond the workshop itself. I think we slightly touch upon that, but it's not just the 3-day or 2-day program that you come and present. So if you think of your impact in the broader terms, or if you think about how this program can benefit you, your path in the long run, I think you would make the most of it, because it's not a passive program. It's not just a place where you come, you present, you do that. You come, you present, you get feedback, you ask questions in a purely friendly environment, very constructive feedback. But this is beyond that. You build relationships, you start conversations, you maybe start collaborative research in the near future. And it's an opportunity for you to make your research visible in the field. This is why I think it's important to ask yourself, like, how your work is relevant to the broader field, what kind of decisions your research can inform, and collectively, actually, this is something to think about as well. Like, how can we all collectively contribute to larger challenges of our century, the grand challenges of our century? And I think this platform is an excellent opportunity for those who are very motivated to create positive change in shaping the future. So come prepared to engage with people who are not only good researchers, but also who are motivated to engage in similar positive change as you are. And I think it's all about having an open mind and being ready to go off your comfort zone, especially in disciplinary terms. And hope this helps.
That's such fantastic advice. Thank you so much. And I think you're quite right to highlight that it is such an interdisciplinary event where it's not just communicating your own research, but it's engaging with everyone else, both with regards to your work and the research that you're doing and the environment in which that you get to work within, but also that positive change that we're all driving for as well. And I think those are held sort of at equal levels. It's not just about research. It's not just about work. It is also about pushing ourselves forward and pulling everyone up around us as well. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I'm just going to check if there's any questions coming through on the Q&A. If anyone has any, please pop them through. While we wait for some of those to come through, I'm going to maybe jump on the back of your advice there, do you, and sort of ask everyone, what do you think that people can do, future candidates and participants of Rising Stars can do to make the most of the experience? We've said a lot about how it is about networks and you are an active participant and it's something that lasts beyond those few days. If anyone has any advice that they want to jump in with and how people can make the most of these experiences moving forwards.
I'll add a bit of advice before I have to jump off. I would say commit yourself to it 110%. That's the easiest way to get the most out of the program. I think approaching the presentations, the posters, all of the workshops that are within Rising Stars come with an open mind and come with an open heart. The feeling that you experience at Rising Stars is electric, and it's a really difficult feeling to try to put to words unless you've experienced it. And so in order to get that the 100% fulfillment from Rising Stars program, you have to commit yourself to the program and assume that everyone else is committing themselves 110% as well. I will jump on the back of what the previous question was. If you're considering applying, just do it. The best piece of advice that I received was when I was deciding between two different jobs, which was, why would you close the door on your own self? So if you're considering it, apply, throw your name in the hat, right? You never know what might turn out for you. And know that this sounds so astrological, right? But the universe has a plan for you. So if you're meant to go to Rising Stars in the year that you apply, then take that as a sign that you're meant to go. And someone there might need to be able to meet you, and you might need to be meeting someone who's there in Rising Stars. And so just do it and believe that you are 100% qualified to be accepted to it. And with that, I do have to jump off. So if anyone is interested in reaching out and discussing any more, you absolutely can. I can have Emmy provide my email for that. I'm more than willing to help mentor anyone who's considering applying or participating. But I want to thank everyone for this opportunity, and I'm going to go teach some undergrads.
Thank you so much for your time, Mackenzie. Thank you.
Bye.
Amazing. Thank you. Does anyone else have any advice for anyone considering applying?
Maybe one more thing in relation to that. Often we feel it's a general comment, not just for this platform maybe, but we are often very stressed about presenting something because it's like public speaking. You never know what questions might come up. So there's the stress factor. But I would take out that stress factor now that I'm kind of experienced. I experienced it. So that would be one of the biggest advices that I would add to my previous points. Like it's a very friendly community. It's a very warm and welcoming community where you can be yourself, where you can be open about the things that you know and you don't know. And you don't have to have all the answers about your research either. And when I was saying, oh, you think about how you communicate, you don't even know you don't even have to know how you have to exactly communicate your research to a different audience. And this is an opportunity to learn, maybe. This is an opportunity to hear from others, thinking further how you can develop yourself in the next step. So I think one of the concerns that the future applicants must cross from their list would be the stress of being on the stage, presenting their research or being subject to questions. So because it's one of the best constructive communities that you can ever see.
I agree. It's such a friendly environment for presenting, and anyone can thrive in that environment, which is what we like to see, and that's hopefully we'll see more in the future.
It is indeed exactly what I experienced because I when I presented, I mean, I felt genuinely that I'm among people who really want you to succeed. So they want to support you in a way that they genuinely want you to succeed and try to find opportunities to help you and guide you and share their experiences. So it was a very genuinely supportive environment that I enjoyed being in, and I would really highly recommend it to anyone who's interested in joining. I would say do not hesitate even for a second, because um, we always need to be part of such a supportive environment. So if it's available, it's a wonderful opportunity, and I would really encourage everyone to take it.
Yes, I just want to add that I basically became an ambassador for the Rising Stars program after I attended. I was telling everyone about me. I was telling everyone about the program and to apply, all my classmates, all my colleagues. And I was very happy to see them apply, and many of them got selected. And to add to what all you three have said, I would say that Rising Stars does not just look for those who have arrived. They don't just, of course, all the Rising Stars are exceptional and they're brilliant and they're amazing, but they're not just looking for those who have got it all figured out. And if you feel like you're going somewhere, you give it a shot, and the Rising Stars will be able to look through your experiences, look through your work, and they would give you an opportunity. And this is not just facts that I'm saying based on the pool that I've seen. It's also from personal experience. I was an intern when I applied, and I was very curious. I was very interested, and I had a lot of motivation and fire inside me. And I was given that opportunity. So you go for it. And Rising Stars is your cheerleader. They will keep pushing you. Yeah.
I think we've all mentioned about how amazing the Rising Stars community is in championing each other. And I guess that's one of the things that you learn when you try and make the most out of a Rising Stars workshop is talking to as many people as possible for as many different environments as possible. You don't need to know everything about all of the subjects that are being spoken about, because you'll learn through everyone's presentations, but also through talking to them, and we all have shared experiences that we can bond over. Um, and I think we've all come away feeling super inspired and wanting to get involved and stuck in and mentor future cohorts of rising stars, but also mentor those around us and champion them into succeeding. And I guess a follow up from some of the discussion that we've been having would be: have you seen a change in both yourself and your immediate environment in the involvement in different things that champion others or support women in nuclear or support access into these fields for people that may not traditionally have amazing access? And has that changed, do you think, since you've attended?
Maybe I can comment on that a little bit. Not in terms of concrete action plans, but it certainly triggered a feeling in me of for supporting many people from social sciences, political science, international relations, who have a slightest interest in investigating these big questions around nuclear technologies, for supporting them, because I feel like some people might be discouraged for studying certain questions because it doesn't fit to their traditional research paths or things that are imposed by their academic institutions or context. So I feel the urge to support fellow academics and researchers, especially in the social sciences, to share my journey and the things that I personally try to do to make my research out there, to make my research visible, and to at least do my research at all. So I feel this urge to mentor others, as Mackenzie just said before leaving.
I think sometimes just starting those conversations and being visible for support is sometimes the ripple effect that we need to see change start to appear in our environments. It's definitely like Kazea said as well. It's you come back from Rising Stars and you sort of feel the need to evangelize to everyone and be like, "Have you heard of Rising Stars? You must hear about it. I have to tell you." Get people involved, get stuck in. It's definitely something I experienced as well. You come back to your sort of home environment and you're like, I must do something. I must tell someone. I have to find a way to get stuck in. And looking for those opportunities and just starting those conversations is where the change really begins. And it's that motivation and that encouragement to champion both for yourself and for those around you is something that I think rubs off and expands out and ripples out into your environment.
And also, if you think beyond the program, I think in the global broader context, it matters a lot too, especially in the ways we are trying to tackle climate change, sustainable development, or all the other challenges that we are facing as humanity. So we have a need to address all different components, and this is the only way. The only way to address it is multidisciplinary input, multidisciplinary insights, and if we can all contribute to this path with our own expertise, I think this has a higher cause as well, rather than just only motivating fellow experts. So I think in that regard, Rising Stars has a further special place in the broader context as well.
Incredible, thank you. I'm going to start to wrap up our panel discussion. I'm aware of the time. But I want to ask each of you one last question. And that is, if you can sum up in a single sentence, what does the Rising Stars mean to you today? I'll start with Kazea.
Yeah, thank you very much. The first thing that comes to my mind when you ask me that is that the Rising Stars is a launch pad to me, that is. So in one sentence, I would say that Rising Stars gave me the room, gave me the people, and it gave me the conviction to begin what I am doing now. So that's it for me.
Incredible. Thank you so much. And thank you for participating in our panel.
Thank you so
Ruwa?
much. Pleasure.
I think it's just a summary of what I've said and I continue to believe in. It's to me, it's a network, it's a platform that just keeps on giving, and it's just keeps on rewarding you as much as you want to be rewarded and benefited from it. So yeah, I'm still in that opinion. And I'm really happy to have participated, and I hope everyone who is hearing us today would be encouraged to apply and participate and have the wonderful experience that we have had in the past cohorts.
Incredible. Thank you so much. And thank you for giving us your time today as well.
Thank you.
Diego?
Well, I think the launchpad, I love that idea. It's an amazing description of it. To me, it's a similar thing, but it's the big shiny door that opens up to an amazing community, which gives us opportunities for collaboration, visibility, and a shared purpose of working together, maybe for a brighter future. So thanks for having this platform for all of us.
I agree so much. Thank you so much. And thank you again for joining us. I think I would echo what all of you have said, in that everyone I've spoken to who's been a part of Rising Stars always says it's an ever-present network that champions each other. And it's something that continually inspires me. Even 2 years on from participating, I think about it so regularly. And it's something that I would like to see more of. And I want to champion those around me. And it's really given me the confidence and the position in myself to step out and do that. So Rising Stars is definitely something that I think of very fondly. So thank you so much for all of you for participating, and for Mackenzie for taking time out of her teaching schedule. We'll hand back over to Emmy. So thank you so much to all of you.
Thank you, Rachel, and thank you all our panelists. when I contacted all of you and asked if you'd like to be part of this event, you were all so enthusiastic and replied really fast and really quickly. So I'm really grateful for that. And I think that also is a testament to, the program and how much it impacted you. So thank you very much for sharing your insights today. We've almost finished. I'll just hand over to Lisa just to wrap up with some closing remarks.
Hello, everyone. This has been fantastic. It's great to hear from the participants what change it made in their own particular lives, and then kind of the inspiration for the future. And I just wanted to add, right, to all of this is that pay it forward. I remember when I came to a realization of all that had been done for me and the push that has been given to me and the mentorship and the advocacy that has happened. And I wanted to thank those individuals that had. I saw something in me before I saw in myself, and the one thing that in particular one mentor has said to me is just pay it forward. And I think this is the epitome of that happening amongst the Rising Stars participants. And hopefully inspire the individuals who joined us today to do the same and to participate and to get their applications in and to tell others and in their way of what they're doing to pay it forward. I want to thank all of the speakers who participated in this webinar, Director General Magwood for his opening remarks, also Professor Ann White for introducing the special issue, for Larissa for her insights on being a rising star and one of the authors in the nuclear technology special issue. And then to the panelists. Wow, right? So Rachel and Mackenzie and Ruha and Kizia and Du for their insightful discussion on being a part of the program and what it has done and how they want to remain connected in this nuclear community and just see it grow and thrive. The event has brought to life the ideas and also research presented in the nuclear technology special issue. It's going to range from advances in core technical areas from thermal systems and modeling and nuclear chemical engineering, as well as kind of forays into communication and public engagement as well. The special issue and today's discussion highlight the impact of Rising Stars program. And as we look ahead, the message is very clear. We must work towards fuller participation, continue to invest in a variety of talents and in opportunities or promoting opportunities for collaboration and for visibility. Congratulations again to everyone. Very impressive and inspiring. And I'm also pleased to confirm that the two other ANS nuclear technology special issues are being developed, right? And it will include the contributions from the 2024 as well as the 2025 cohorts. I think I've come to the end. This has been fabulous. I don't know where the time went. Thank you for joining us and have a wonderful rest of day, everyone.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I'll just say a final thank you to all the speakers that contributed today. I'd also like to thank my colleagues, Jordan and Gabriele, who have been helping behind the scenes with this webinar. And of course, thank you to everyone that joined and listened in. A few of you have been asking how you can apply for the next edition of Rising Stars. And I will say that details will be released later in the year. I would advise that you send an email to risingstars@oecd-naa.org, and then you can be kept on the mailing list and kept updated when there's any developments. The webinar has also been recorded, and we will upload it to the Rising Stars page and the NEA YouTube channel very soon. And we'll also update the page with a link to the special issue so you can check out some of the research that we've been discussing today. And finally, to receive other information and updates about the NEA's activities and news, please follow the NEA on social media and subscribe on our website to receive email notifications. thank you all, and have a great rest of your day and great rest of your week.